I hate the Peugeot app and I use it every single day. I'm a product designer, so instead of complaining, I redesigned the whole thing. This is what it should look like, and let me show you how I fixed it. This app should do one job. Give me the important info about my car and let me do the basic things fast. But maybe I'm just being picky, so let's check the reviews. So on Google Play Store, I'm scrolling through recent reviews and none of them are actually good. Let's quickly check the Apple. Similar situation, bit better rating, but still loads of 1-star reviews. So it's not just me, it's a pattern. Usually I would open Figma immediately, but I know how this ends. I will spend 80% of time polishing the UI instead of focusing the UX. But from the reviews, we know UX is the main problem. So this time I'm not gonna start in Figma, I'm gonna use UX Pilot instead. I will show you whole process in a minute, but let's first break down what's actually wrong with this app. So the first thing I see is a giant image of my car. It looks nice, but it's totally useless. Below that, there are big buttons to book service and assistant. Those are the yearly actions. The daily actions like preheat or check the tire pressure are quite hidden. Let me start putting all those findings in UX Pilot so I can have a clear picture what's going on. Next, we have the driving stats that takes the whole tab. Also, I check this maybe once a month. Would be much nicer if those were weekly stats. There is things like control, but there are no controls. The pattern should be obvious. The daily action should be visible instantly. So now I'm gonna ask UX Pilot to summarize all my findings so we can start generating screens. But this is just the starting point. Let me show you how I build all 4 screens. Based on my research, I'm starting with the home screen. I'll describe exactly what features need to be there and the style I want. I'm using the BMW app as a reference because honestly, they figured this out. Okay, the first screen is ready, already looks much better than the original, but we are not done yet. I need to build out the full flow to see if this actually makes sense. Let me walk you through my thinking for each screen. I've completely rearranged the stuff. So looking at what we've got, the home screen, estimated range is clearly visible at the top. The first thing you check when you open the car app. Trips page now has weekly summary. Most people just want to glance at their stats, not dig through individual journey. So this is a good start, but still need work. The way UX Pilot works, I can prompt on top of these screens to refine them or adjust my original prompt and regenerate. It's gonna keep the preview of all the versions so I can compare. You might not agree with me, but most apps put way too much on the home screen. My process is always the same. Keep as little information on screen as possible. Don't need to overload user. Right now, I'm looking at the screens and there is still too much. Some of this can move to subpages, not everything needs to live on the main screen. So let me clean this up. Quick question, do you also know any app that is really bad and should be redesigned? Drop in the comments and maybe I will do video about it. When I was a junior designer, I used to avoid prototyping, but now it's non-negotiable. Good thing, in UX Pilot, everything is already connected. I can see how these screens are linked together and I can test the actual user journey. You're always asking me how to test with users, how to test your designs. That's one of the ways I do it. It shows where users are more likely to tap first. What you think is obvious often isn't. If that was done for Peugeot, instead of me being frustrated client trying to fix the app, I would send them this before even touching the visual design, so we can improve before I put all my energy into it. And here is where it gets gold. I can connect my existing Figma design system to UX Pilot. I can select the components I need and it's gonna generate screens using the components I actually designed. And as you see, I just don't accept the first version. I'm gonna tweak my prompt, check heatmaps, refine as I go. So this is the real process. So we have all the base done. Let's say the client approved the prototype. They happy with the architecture, the initial direction. Now, with one click, we can export everything back to Figma and make it even more prettier. So I'm gonna open the UX Pilot plugin and retrieve my design. The layout is already there. I'm not starting from scratch, I'm finishing. I'm gonna keep the structure as it is, but adjust the styling, color, typography, spacing, making it feel like mine. I'm also gonna use the feature when it's gonna give me a UX assessment. So it's just gonna check if I'm following the best practices, check with the UX laws, as well as accessibility. So I'm gonna select a screen and it's gonna show me where it's failing, the contrast issue, font sizes that are too small, and accessibility stuff. And yeah, it's a lot, so I've got some fixing to do. There is also the design review. Basically, it's like having another designer roast your work for you. It's gonna catch stuff that you might be too blind to see. And honestly, I use it all the time. It's less awkward than asking a real person to tell you what's wrong. And now it's time for comparison. Let's see them side by side. The original home screen was a giant car image, buttons for things you rarely use, navigation at the top. And now Redesign is the fuel level, front of center, quick action for daily task, navigation at the bottom. Same features, same information, but completely different experience. Peugeot, if you're watching this, please email me and we can make this app the best. Remember that control tab, but no controls inside? So this is how it should look like. If you want to try UX Pilot yourself, it's free to start. You can find the link in the description. And as always, if you have any questions, leave them down below. Like, subscribe, and see you next time. Bye!